Good morning, YouTube. I am going to go over really quickly with you as I've been doing some improvements to my eBay listings for about an hour or so. And I said this would be some good stuff to actually share. Sorry for that fuzzy thing that's going on the screen right there. So if you guys go into your eBay seller page, where you're going to click sell at the top. So I can't see that. Up the top, I click sell. Now, when you go into your seller page, your seller hub, you're going to see a bunch of headings across the top. Go to growth, click on listing improvements, and then they're going to give you what eBay has seen as underperforming listings that you have for whatever reason. And then they give you some comparisons and some reasons why. So I'll show you. I'm going to click on a few so I can show you what they do when you have a listing that they feel like is underperforming. Now, what a lot of people think this means is I automatically have to change my price. That's not always the case. And I'm going to show you guys some options for some of those things. So, for instance, if I just grab this first one, I'm actually not going to do what I normally would have done. But across the top here, you can see this heading. They're telling you what you can do to it, what the item is, what your price is, a price that they recommend you changing it to, and this is going to be based on comparison of other items like yours, how many you have available, and how many days it has been sitting. Okay, this has been sitting for a long time unsold. And that counts, it counts forward as, all the times you relisted it and all that good stuff. And they give you your chance of selling this is 53% less than your competitors. Okay, so you want to make sure that when you're looking at stuff and sometimes it'll say as high as like 100%. It's so funny. So what you want to do in a situation like this, and if you've never used selling improvements before, I recommend you always analyze your listing before you just change a price, okay? Because just because somebody else can sell something at a certain price does not mean you can. You have to keep in mind what you spent for your items, the profit you're looking for, and some things. I'm going to show you guys some things that I compare where I determine whether or not I'm going to change my price, because sometimes the system can be a little bit flawed, and I'll show you what I mean. So I clicked on this item. It's telling me what my price is. Now it says due to limited data, we can't give a price recommendation. So it may be that a lot of other people haven't sold this item. It may be that maybe the last time it was sold was a long time ago, or it's not being sold at all. So you have to scroll down a little bit to get more information. So it says competitive pricing of items like yours. So of all the sold listings for items like mine, these are the prices that they range, including shipping. Active listings, these are the prices they range, including shipping. And 5 out of 5, so this is telling me there's 5 listings, and all 5 of them are lower than me, okay? So they're like, listen, you the highest one. That's why it's not selling. But as you can see on this chart, this is a price trend for sold items like yours over the last 90 days. The blue dots are actually items that have sold, okay? The line is my price. So my price has been this price since June. I thought it popped the date up just a second. So my price has been this price since June. 2 items like mine have sold since that time. One being, if you hover, it gives you the little price on it. One was sold for $4.21, and then another one was sold for $9.94. Okay, so as you can see, both of those were sold at lower prices than mine. So that might want to encourage me, like, hey, nobody's biting on this. You might want to do something about it, okay? So then they're going to give you a comparison of items like yours, okay? So as you can see, they kind of rank them going across. Your item is here. Their items are going this way. And usually if there's more than 5, they'll give you a little arrow over to the side where you can scroll over. The thing I like best, and this is what usually for me determines whether or not I'm going to change a price, okay? This here, and I'm going to tell you the solution that I'm going to do with this. This says quantity sold, so the number outside the parentheses is how many you've sold. The one inside is how many have been sold. Then you have the average selling price, the current buy it now price, and then as you go down, they have the shipping cost, whether or not they accept returns, what the condition is, and the seller. So you can see like the seller level, stuff like that. You can get a little bit more detail, but this, you can make some pretty good informed decisions just based on this. So what I'm noticing here is this person sold one. They have more than 10 left, okay? Now they sold theirs for $9.94 for one. They have 10 more left. This person sold one at $4.21. They have 10 left. Now, if I were this person, I'd be like, why the heck did I price this if I could have got this? But neither here nor there. This person here is selling theirs for $1.86, but it has variable shipping. So they're probably going to be right around the same price as this guy once you add the shipping to it. This person is at $5.68 free shipping. This person is at $2.99, but they want $5.38 for shipping. So that means this item is actually $8.37. Okay. But they wanted to be slick, like this wasn't going to show up or the shipping wasn't in there. Now, let me tell you the solution for myself that I'm going to do with this item. The reason mine is $26.95 is because there's 10 of them. So what I'm going to do is retake the picture of just one and then list it closer to the price point of this person, because I actually do have 10 of them. I was just trying to kind of bulk group them all together, and that has not worked. Obviously, people don't want to buy 10 of them. They just want to buy one. So I'm going to give the people what they want, and I'm going to change it to just one of them. And it's a very light little item. I'm not worried about it breaking. So I could get more than enough profit doing it at around the 5 and some change mark, probably 6. This person I'm not super worried about, because there's a couple key things that people look at when they're shopping on eBay, and it's not always the lowest price. So don't be tricked into believing you always have to sell things at the lowest price. The way they do this is with the sales rank. So this person here at the $9.94 is ranked the highest. Okay, make sure you pay attention to that. They're ranked higher than this person who was priced the lowest. Now, that may be because of their seller rank. That may be because of their feedback. So don't always get tricked into thinking, oh my God, their price is way lower, because that's not always the determining factor. Another thing that you can do if you did not want to lower your price, I'm going to go into the listing so I can show you. You have a couple options up here. You can just change your price from here and hit update. You can click revise your listing and go directly into the listing. Or you can do the drop down and tell them, remind me in 30 days. Because sometimes they'll give you recommendations and that thing will sell the next day with no changes made at all. So sometimes it just may be that the person isn't looking for your item. It may be a couple things. So I'm going to go into the revise your listing for a couple things that I usually check just to make sure are in good standing if I'm deciding whether even if I'm saying I'm not going to change the price. There's a couple things I want to make sure are okay. Now, the first thing I'm looking at up here is my title. My title is kind of short. eBay recommends using at least like 72 characters in your title. So as you guys can see, this title is only about 50 characters. So that's a little short. So I might go to Title Builder and see if there's some other keywords that I can plug in there that people are searching for, so that when they see, hold on, I'm getting you guys a little quicker, so that when they see my listing, when they're searching the keywords, they're searching my listing is definitely coming up. Okay, because that's what you always want to make sure of. You want to make sure people can actually find you. Okay. Next, I want to make sure my photos are good. Are the photos too dark? Are they doing weird stuff? And I told you guys I'm going to redo this. And actually, you know what? I might be able to just crop it. Let's find out. So I'm going to crop out the rest of these 8 or 10 of these and just make it one, because it looks like everybody else is selling theirs singular. So it may be that people are not interested in buying a group of these, and that's okay, because when you find that out, then you can adjust, and then you can make better decisions for your products, okay? Because a lot of times people just leave stuff sitting somewhere for months, and it's like, well, if nobody wanted it like that, you can do something with it. You can lower the price. You can update it. Now, here's where I'm silly. I already had a picture of it cropped. Hold on. The next picture is cropped already. Now, if it looks a little dark to you, eBay has this feature down here, this little magic wand called Auto Adjust. You can hit that and make it look a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit easier to read. I like the way it looks, so I'll keep it with the Auto Adjust just to make sure it looks a little bit nicer. Okay, so now my picture is singular. They're also recommending some item specifics. I always accept the item specifics that eBay recommends unless they just absolutely do not match what you are talking about, which is rare. Okay? After I'm broadcasting right now. Can you come back in a couple minutes? So then I told you guys the other day about the mobile friendly checker. eBay is estimating about 50% of their purchases are made on a mobile device. So this mobile friendly checker will show you what your description looks like on a mobile device. As you can see, the screen with my mobile device, this is tiny. Nobody can read that, and nobody's going to want to get off their mobile device, go to their desktop or tablet to try to see what your description says. So that could be the determining factor on whether or not somebody is bypassing my item. So in this screen, you can just click fix it for me, and eBay will make that adjustment for you. And I need to change the fact that it says 8 of those when it's only one. I'm going to update that. Make sure you hit save when you do that, because if you do not hit save, it won't change it. So you want to make sure you hit save on that so that it comes up larger so that people can actually see what's in your description. Then, now you guys, I told you guys before, I had it at a buy it now. I had best offers and all kind of crazy stuff. So I might even leave the best offer. And I'm not going to go to the guy at the $5 mark. I'm going to go $8.95 just to find out. And I'm going to take these off. So I'll still let them make me a best offer. Sometimes people like that. Another thing you can do that people like, as opposed to lowering your prices, sometimes a lot of people think you got to lower your prices. One quick thing you can do that may draw more people to your listing than you think is, instead of lowering your price, shorten your handling time. What a lot of people are thinking, especially end of the year, is I want to get my item as fast as possible. If one person is saying, yeah, your item might be $1 cheaper, but you're not going to get it till next week, and this person is saying, for $1 more, I'm shipping it today, then I'm going to pay the $1 more to get my item today. Especially if you got like items that are attractive during Christmas time, toys, gift items and things like that. So don't always think lower your price right away, because there's some other things you can do. Make sure, though, if you go to your same business day handling, you edit your cutoff times. There's a place in your shipping preferences where you put your cutoff times. My cutoff time most of the time during the week is 3:30. So as long as a person orders by 3:30, that item will go out the same day. And so that proves to be pretty attractive to buyers when they know that they can get the item faster. And then you just hit update listing. So it will change that and take it within a few minutes. It'll take it off of the listing improvements page. But if you want to go back to it, it'll put it's back on there. So you could just go to the left to see the full list. It takes a few minutes for that to update. So now it says I have 15 items. Couple things I always want to check for when items pop up on here. I'm going to try to go to a basic one. Like this one, I totally disagree with lowering the price on this. I'll show you. This is a Barbie doll that has, she has like this